All right, so 7/8 plus 0.45 times 3/4. So, first thing I want you to do is, I bet you it'll work out pretty well if you turn this sucker into a fraction. So I challenge you to turn this guy into a fraction. 0.45 is what over what? Yeah, but I mean, think about money. Like if you have 40, if you have that $0.45, how many cents is that? You know, how do you turn that into a fraction? So like we've got units, tenths, hundredths, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. It's 45 hundredths. Good. So we're good with that. We're okay to go from there to there. So now write it out. Okay? Now write out. Let's see what we got. Yeah, the only thing is I spoke too soon. I thought it was going to work out nicely, and I do not see it working out nicely at all. Now that, because I can't see much cross cancelling going on. Mind you, you can cross cancel. Like I can't, a 4 won't go into 45, right? And 103 won't go into 100. But we can cross cancel here. Like what's 5 into 45 goes 9 times, right? And 5 into 10 goes twice, and 5 into that goes 0 times. Yeah, but just the top at the bottom. Like you can't cross cancel the 4 with the 20 because they're both in the bottom. You can't cross cancel 3 and 9, they're both in the top. You can only cross cancel top with the bottom, which you can go any, yeah, as long as it's top with the bottom. But can you see any more cross cancelling? Because I can't. So I'm getting 7/8 plus, and all I can do now is multiply. 9 times 3 is 27, right? And 20 times 4 is 80. But we're now adding fractions, and the bottoms are not the same, so you've got to make the bottoms the same. So you've got to multiply this guy by something. What do I multiply 8 by to turn it into 80? Yeah, times that guy by 10 over 10. Right? Now I got 70 eightieths plus 27 eightieths, which makes how many eightieths? Yeah, 97 eightieths, right? Yeah. 97 eightieths, all right. So, or an 80 into that goes 1 time, and the remainder would be 17 eightieths. 1 and 17 eightieths, right? And by golly, the problem is they want us to write that as a decimal. Okay, so we're going to have to turn this part into a decimal. 80 into 17. And that's actually going to be a bit of work, unfortunately. So 80 into 1 goes 0 times. 80 into 17, 0 times. Put it a decimal. 80 into 170. Twice. Good job. And that 2 times 80 is 160. Subtract 10. Bring down this 0. 80 into 100. Once. Bring the 80 down. This is a lot of work, isn't it? 20. Need a beer. 80 into 200. Twice. 2 80s, 160. We're nearly there, actually. 200 minus 160. Are we there? As the kids say in the back of the car, are we there yet? Bring the 0 down. 80 into 400. 80 to 400 is 5 times, right? 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8? 40. 5 times 8, 40, yeah. Remainder 0. So this 17 eightieths was a real pain, but we found out that it's 0.2125. So 1 and 17 eightieths is 1.2125. And now in hindsight we go, gosh, we should have just worked on this as decimals because this is a real struggle, right? Um, yeah. You don't. No, no, I thought that cross cancelling would make it all nice. And then the problem is the question in the book asked us to give it as a decimal. Right. Now, if they asked us for a fraction, we would have been golden because it wasn't too bad to get it to 1 and 17/80ths. This is a lot of work, though, to get 17/80ths to 0.2125. I mean, you guys can do it, but yeah. So, yeah, these are fun. So if we had it done decimals, though, it's still a bit of work because you're going 8 into, you got to turn this into a decimal, right? So 8 into 7 goes 0 times. So it's 8 into 70. It's 8. 8 is 64. Subtract to get 6. Bring down a 0. 8 into 60. Is 7 times 7/8 is 56. Subtract to get 4. Bring down a 0. 8 into 40. 5 times 5/8 is 40. Subtract remainder 0. So that 7/8 becomes 0.875. And, okay, we got 0.45 times, what's 3/4 as a decimal? Think about money. 3/4, 0.75, nice. So we don't have to do the long division because we know 3/4 is 75 cents. So 5 times, and we multiply them. 5 times 5, 25, carry 2. 5 fours is 20 and 2 is 22, put down a 0. 7 fives is 35, carry 3. 7 fours, 28 and 3 is 31, and then add, and we get 5, 7, 3, 3. And in the question there's 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So a 0.3375, right? But it's, so we end up with this plus 0.3375, right? Because 7/8 is this, and 0.45 times 3/4 becomes this. But now we've got to add these guys. So I'm just writing this out again like a silly person. Anyway, 0.875, and I'll put the 0 there, and now I add them, and it should get the same as last time. I should get 1.2125. Let's see, right? So 5, 2, carry 1, 1, carry 1, and 2, right? And so anyway, 1.2125, same as when we did it with fractions, right? 1.2125. But yeah, lots of work there. Either way, there wasn't an easy way there at all. It was just something that they would have done to me when I was a little kid growing up in Ireland in a Catholic school, and they hit you over the head if you don't get